Great rising. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Trazana Staples here. I'm inside today because it's been raining. Yay! And I'm sure that our Phoenix Rising stroke survivors understand the weather. We are the weather people, the true weather people. I don't know about you, but it's not arthritis. I guess it's probably similar, but I get, I feel the barometric pressure in my brain before the rain even starts. I've been feeling this way all week, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through, but I have, and I did. But before I begin my morning inspiration, Trazana Staples here. Don't forget, you still got time to to purchase your raffle entries from Wired In and Stoned Out, Wired Up and stuff. Yeah, Wired In and Stoned Out. Aphasia, stroke brain. Wired In and Stoned Out is doing a fundraiser for Trazana A. Staples Alternative Stroke Recovery Fund to help, ultimately to help uh, stroke survivors, uh, caregivers, or anybody who wants to know more about stroke. And our plan is to not only attempt to assist stroke survivors with alternative recovery, but to educate about stroke awareness, stroke recovery, educate about alternative stroke practices, mindfulness, meditation, things that will help you with this journey of a stroke, and things that will help people who's having a journey as they're getting better from a stroke. So if you go on all of my social media pages, watch the videos, the information of how to submit your entries. $5, you would win $50 in Wired In and Stoned Out custom made copper gemstone jewelry. $10, you could win $100 of Wired In and Stoned Out custom gemstone jewelry. So please, please, please support. Um, this is the year that we're going to get our 501c3. And, in addition to that, in raising funds, I need office equipment. We already have a printer, a laptop. We need new production materials for equipment for these videos. You should really see my setup. Jimmy rigged everything. So thank you for your support. And without further ado, I always get my motivational moments of things I talk about through my life, what I have experienced, or something I read, or something that stuck with me. And today, my motivational moment came from two, they sort of tied in together. one was one of my tea bags. I drink tea. Tea is my medicine. Excuse my jar because I couldn't get the label off, but I put my tea in these big jars, like mason jars. These were originally Brussels sprouts, and I ate them. So I kept the jar and I use it as a tea jar. And outside of putting in my own herbs in tea bags, I also buy teas as well. So anyway, this message came from Buddha Tea, and it says, "What you think, you become." I often say that we are what we think. And then another tea bag said, "Even a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step." So I was talking to my cousin who is a stroke survivor. He had his stroke about a year ago. And Aubrey, thank you for the conversation this morning. But we, had our stroke talks, our motivational talks for each other, and remembering how we were before the stroke, and how I often say that you find out who your real friends are because everybody sort of dissipated. And like I said before, if you've been following my journey, this has been almost 4 years when I had my stroke. But instead of, we talked about how we um, uh, get out of that sadness and depression when we go onto social media and we see um, people having fun. And he had told me that I was such an inspiration to him, and I'm like, I'm just sharing my life to help someone. But thank you, I really appreciate that, Aubrey. But we are in a COVID now. I'm not trying to get out around people, to be honest. And my dear sister friend Lisa invited me out to dinner Friday, and it was really awesome a time to talk to her and to be in a place that I felt safe. Um, it was clean and it felt good to be out, but I don't go out like that. I haven't been out like that since my stroke, actually. A couple of times I would go out before the COVID, especially in the summertime, but with this COVID, I'm not trusting. I don't want to get sick, to be honest. And I've already had a stroke. I don't need nothing else. So, with thinking about the conversation and with thinking about the motivations from the tea bags, we are what we think. And so I have to think like I'm not I'm not afraid of getting sick. I just don't want to get sick. Number 1. And we talked about because Arby used to be a professional baseball player, and his hand was affected, and he mentioned that one of his therapists told him after 6 months, that's it, and he knew that was a lie. And I said, yeah, you are what you think. If you know you're going to get better, say it to yourself every day, to every cell in your body. I'm going to get better. I'm going to throw the ball. I'm going to whatever. I'm going to cook. I'm going to clean. Your your subconscious will believe that, and slowly your brain will find a way for that to happen in the physical. I was told that I probably would never be able to speak again. I'm going on 4 years. Hopefully you can understand me. If you heard some of my recordings that I took from me speaking when I was in the hospital, you couldn't even make anything out. Hell, I didn't even know the day or the month. I didn't even know my name. I didn't know my children's name or nothing. But time heals. So take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. Sometimes I don't feel like getting up. See, people think I'm recovered. There's no such thing as recovery. You're gonna always go through this every day. And people, because I live by myself, people don't see me um, getting up from morning to night. I mean, it has to progress through the day for me to speak like this. Like where I am, it's 11 o'clock. I've been up since 6 o'clock doing this, but I know my speech wasn't. I wasn't quite up at the point, and people don't understand the fluctuation in my voice. They don't understand the emotions that have been supercharged. Now it has gotten better through time, but it's still there. And even when you try to explain, because people who have not had strokes, they don't have they only have a certain amount of empathy if at all. And you can try to tell them, but they only see what they see and hear with their physical eyes and ears. They're not understanding what you're going through as a stroke survivor. Um, they don't understand that you can talk one way and then talk another way in the same sentence, and you're not really trying to do it. You know, I have to try to force my words out sometimes, and it seems like I'm being snippy or yelling or raising my voice, and I'm not doing it to raise my voice or being snippy with a person. But if I try to consciously keep my voice low, it appears that I can switch it on and off, and I really can't. It's work. So you can't get caught up. If you're a stroke survivor, you gotta have thick skin dealing with non-stroke survivors sometimes, because they do not understand. And even with stroke survivors, because we are different from person to person, sometimes you gotta have thick skin too. And then the other tea bag was, even a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And as I was talking to Aubrey this morning, you know, the way we get better is doing it every day. Even if we can't do it physically, do it in the mind. What I did when I had to give up my condo and move out because I couldn't take care of myself, and even though I couldn't hold a pen to write my name, I was cutting out with my left hand words to say on put on my mirror was, um I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am strong, I can walk, I can talk. And I put them, all the sticky notes, I put them all on my mirror, so when I woke up in the morning I would see them, and I would speak them, speak life into me. And then I went and got onto YouTube and was listening to um uh inspiration meditation videos, and I, started looking up other stroke survivors and those that were putting out Facebook or Instagram videos. That was my inspiration. So every little step, every little thing you can do will help you get better. It's not the end all. Don't don't let nobody tell you it's 6 months or no, because you can do whatever you think. If you can think it, you can receive it, or something like that. Anyway, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps somebody. This is my life I'm sharing to help you, and I receive a lot, much inspiration from my stroke survivor friends, because it's not easy. And you see the videos, we don't see, you don't see me struggling, and I'm trying to be more transparent with my aphasia. But if you don't see me from sun up to sundown, you really don't know what I'm dealing with. And that's every stroke survivor, because every stroke survivor is different. It's even harder for the stroke survivors who don't have any physical deficits. My friends, the AVM superhero, my cousin Kim, so many other stroke survivors, they don't have physical deficits. You don't see the limp, or you don't hear the lisp, or you don't hear the stutter, but they still have a brain injury, and sometimes they have the brain glitches. So don't count us out. And no, stroke survivors, if we think it, we can achieve it, and every little step we take makes a difference. So be an inspiration to somebody else. And thank you for listening. My name is Trazana Staples, and I had a stroke. I am a stroke survivor. I am a phoenix rising. And thank you for listening, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. Peace, love, and light.